Welcome all. Humanism Part 2. In the first part, we have seen basic aspects of humanism, including some principles of humanism which influence education. So, in this presentation, we will see the details of aims, curriculum, methods of teaching, teacher, etc. The all these field, how these field of education according to humanism. So, regarding the axiological aspects of humanism, the highest value is human excellence. So, excellence is the highest value. We already seen that human beings has the right to develop on his own or her own. So, there is no limitation. There is no restriction. There is no boundary for this development of human beings. So only boundary that excellence, achieving excellence. So no limits. Human excellence as the highest value. And the concept of education. Education is humanity. By humanity, for humanity. Education itself is humanity. Being educated, that's a privilege. Providing education or availing education. Every human beings has the right to be educated. So in that sense, education itself is humanity. Providing education, that's why we talk about universalization of education. Education for all. All these are some humanitarian consideration. And by humanity, the providing education or providing education for all without any kind of restrictions, that also is humanity. Then for humanity, because education help or education foster humanity, the responsibility to other human beings, the live and let live principle. So that kind of concerns shall be developed through education. So that's why the important statement, education is humanity, by humanity and for humanity. Then regarding the aims of education according to humanism, there is an ultimate aim as in the case of idealism. In idealism, the ultimate aim was self-realization, and for humanism it is self-actualization, actualizing the self. We are already talk about excellence. So the excellence help us to perform to our best. So this self-actualization. So that state of development, that's the ultimate aim of education. The education shall enable human beings to actualize themselves, to establish themselves, their capacities to, their potentialities to the best maximum. Then there are subsequent aims such as prepare better human beings. Better human beings means human beings who are having concern to all other human beings regardless of any kind of restrictions, any kind of separation, any kind of hierarchies. You can see that hierarchies are everywhere, in every institution, in every nation. There are hierarchy. There is number one position, two position, three position, and there are so much positions, and there are so many people having no positions. So according to humanism, there is no such discriminations. So education according to humanism to prepare better human beings. Then promote positive self-direction and independence. Another important aim of education. Positive self-direction and independence. Making all human beings independent and self-directed. Develop ability to take responsibilities. Taking responsibilities or training for responsibility. Training to take responsibilities is a valid index of education or an aim of education. So by being educated, we shall be responsible human beings, as well as we should have the capacity to take responsibilities. We should not be irresponsible. Then develop curiosity and creativity. Then current and future welfare of students. That's another important aim. Not only the welfare of student during the studentship period, but also in their future life also. Then develop values such as national, international, and democratic values. So these are the aims of education according to humanism. Their ultimate aim of education is self-actualization. Then regarding curriculum, humanists consider child as a potential orchestra. What is an orchestra? What is the unique feature of an orchestra? Orchestra means assemblage of variety of instruments plus a voice. A human voice plus variety of instruments. And all these together form a uniform creation, a marvelous output. So unity from differences, harmony from variety. So that's the uniqueness of orchestra. So humanists believe that children are potential orchestra. They have immense capacities. So they visualize curriculum at two levels. Curriculum at school level and curriculum at class level. So curriculum planning at school level shall include open class meeting, then exploring alternate ways for learning and assessment. So these kind of things can be done at school level. Open class. Open class means a class in which there is no restrictions. The learners have the upper hand because all these processes are learner directed. Learner can decide. The opinion of all learners are valid. Then at class level, students have choice and control over learning. Students control the process of learning because they learn what they require. So naturally, the control also is on them. Then focus is on life skills. Focus of learning is more on acquisition of life skills, and evaluation naturally self-evaluation, as we already discussed. Then their curriculum, humanist curriculum, include subjects such as history, poetry, science, grammar, mathematics, and rhetoric. So that's about the curriculum. Then method of teaching, individualized learning is their key method. They are giving more emphasis on learning, or the first time a shift from teaching to learning can be proposed by humanism. Individualized learning means there shall be provision for facilitating learning by each individual or based on differences of learners, individual differences. Then experiences of learner as highly valid. All learning shall be based on experience of individual learner. Then individualized workbooks in place of direct instruction. That's another peculiarity. There is no meaning in direct instruction to a group of 40, 50 or 100 students together because each individual is unique. So individualized workbooks based on the potentiality, capacity and requirements of learners is suggested. Then team teaching, another remarkable method of teaching, team teaching. Then use of audio visual aids, supportive materials for adequate learning also is proposed by humanism. Then regarding teacher, the concept of teacher shall be a humanist first. Teacher shall be a humanist. Then facilitator, supportive, understanding and genuine. So teacher should be all these things. Teacher shall be a humanist of all. Then have the capacity to facilitate, support, understanding learner as well as genuine in activities, intervention and assessment. Then teacher should foster engaging environment. A proper environment in which learner can properly, optimally interact with learning materials or to develop themselves into excellent beings. Then promote inquiry, participatory learning. So these are some of the essential features required for a humanist teacher. Then freedom and discipline. There is no restrictions, complete freedom and emancipatory discipline. Discipline developed by the learners in due course of their interaction with learning materials and involved in learning process. So that's all about humanism, its aims, curriculum, method, teacher, etc. So thanks for watching the presentation. Thank you all.